What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Custom Operators. Just to preface this video, I recently announced a few things over on my Discord that y'all should keep in mind. The first being that I'm going for a vacation to Japan from the end of April to mid-May, so I'm going to be a little less interactive for that period of time, but that doesn't mean the content is going to come to a halt. For each Friday I'm gone, 3 in total, I'll post a brand new community canopy featuring your operators, which you can submit over on my Discord. Shameless plug. Once I'm back from this trip, I'll be doubling down on the content, hosting streams for 10k subscribers, and maybe more regularly after, doing competitions, featuring map concepts, continuing to find unique ways to represent custom operator abilities using some of my film school skills, and generally releasing more frequent quality content for you all. Thank you all for the insane growth we've seen. I really love that not only I can express my comedic, analytical, and creative sides on this channel, but all of you can too. I really do mean it when I say I appreciate each and every one of you for your engagement with the content. With that out of the way, let's get into Operation LIMA Sundown. Operation LIMA Sundown brings us a brand new Intel Hard Breacher attacker and a unique Intel Trapper defender, both from Tanzania and both aligning with Nighthaven. Side note, Ubisoft, please bring back the Nighthaven stuff, they're just really cool. This season we also have a new weapon, the first I've concepted since Terran Decay. In my attempts to create unique feeling operators, I find being restricted to only existing weapon options can be a little jarring, so expect more of them in the future. For custom submissions, I have now added a line of text that'll guide you along how adding new weapons for your characters will work. As for the map concept for this season, I imagine a wildlife reserve office somewhere in the Serengeti that Nighthaven is in the process of repurposing. Callie, as the head of Nighthaven, has her role mostly in Singapore, where Nighthaven's headquarters are located. However, she has authorized Wamai to head this new West African outreach program, looking for new Nighthaven candidates on the African continent. Currently, out of the 71 operators we have, only 2 of them are from tropical African countries. Wamai doesn't see himself as a needle in a haystack, rather just a small bit more ambitious. He knows the skills and intellect of his peers in Kenya, and also knows that they lack the tools to truly realize their potential, tools that Nighthaven can offer. As both Rainbow and Nighthaven have untapped this region's potential, Wamai sees Operation LIMA Sundown as the perfect time to step in. Our 2-speed, 2-health attacker, Zuri, brings with her a unique hard breach gadget that opens up walls in a unique way that separates her from her peers. Bringing with her not only a new gadget, but also a new weapon that we'll get into later in this video. Her gadget, the Shaman, is a drone that can drill into reinforced walls, plant an explosive, and blow a hole in them. However, the drill is located on the drone's vertical axis, meaning it can only drill into reinforced walls that are above it or below it. The inspiration for this unique hard breacher comes from a trick you can do with thermite on the kitchen/dining site in Oregon. If you go into Small Tower, you can place a thermite charge on the floor and open up a sightline into sight. This placement and size of breach hole is unique to all other hard breachers in the game, and fits perfectly for a new hard breach character like Zuri. She has 3 of these drones on spawn, and similarly to Flores or Echo, she places them down and drives them to the spot she desires to open. Once activating the drill, the drone will become unavailable to spectate through and begin making a loud drilling sound, notifying all defenders of her actions. If defenders are quick enough, they can rotate to find the drone and destroy it before the drilling process has completed. Roamers are especially good at clearing her utility for this reason. If the drilling process completes, the top part of the wall will open just like we see in Oregon. Like Echo's yokais, Zuri can also jump her drone to the ceiling and begin the drilling process below a hard wall, opening up a wide crouch hole. Zuri actively counters Bandit and Kaid as her drones don't directly interact with the wall, meaning they can't be zapped by electricity. However, she can still be disabled by mute jammers. With this in mind, her drone is exceptionally skill-based and situational. Zuri players need extensive map knowledge to know vertical placements of commonly reinforced walls, as well as needing to defend her drone while it's drilling. A good roamer will have no problem denying Zuri's shaman drone with a single bullet. However, this also acts as a form of intel, as the drilling of the drone can lure out roamers. All in all, Zuri is a high-skill breacher that is situational and requires extensive roam clear to get value. But if used properly, she can make opening difficult walls a breeze. She is great with picks like Dokebi, Deimos, and Lion, and is best countered by Mute, Solus, and Maestro. For her loadout, we have the Commando 9 or Mozzie's AR with magnified sights and all. For her second primary option, we have the brand new VSS, an integrally suppressed DMR, which we will dive into later after our defender. For her secondary options, we have the SPD 9mm or the Aussie pistol. For secondary gadgets, we have smoke grenades to make her drone a little harder to locate, and breach charges to solidify her as a vertical player. Our 3-speed defender, Colo, brings with him a unique intel trap that will make attackers even more scared of cameras. Think of this trap as a mix of Lesion and Alibi, however requiring a more active role than both. Colo can attach small tracking barbs to door frames, deployable shields, and barbed wire that can be destroyed by any means. However, if the barb is walked by or punched in the case of barbed wire, the needle will stick into the attacker and give them a debuff indicator. This debuff lasts for the remainder of the round, and the needle cannot be removed like Lesions can. It does no damage, does not immediately ping the attacker, nor does it make a loud sound cue. The gadget's strength is its tracking capabilities, making red pings even more deadly. Barbed attackers will appear with a red outline on friendly cameras, and if pinged, they will not be pinged once, but rather 5 times in quick succession to the entire defending team. Being barbed will make attackers much more aware of cameras, as a simple red ping can quickly be the end of you. Now, as Colo doesn't really have much immediate utility, I gave him a unique passive that helps him as a dedicated roamer and matches with his elephant-themed icon. Called Uwazi, or Clarity in English, this passive gives Colo alone the ability to see when a trap gadget is activated, giving him a simple blue ping on the gadget's location. This includes proximity alarms, thorn mines, Melusi wubs, and even Aruni gates after they have zapped a projectile. This allows him to be a little more aware of his surroundings compared to his anchored teammates. This passive will have a cooldown of 10-ish seconds, so both Colo isn't too powerful and he isn't spammed by pings. He works fantastic with operators like Valkyrie, Mozzie, and Echo, and is countered by Ashe, Kali, and Twitch. For his loadout, I wanted to give him some more tame options that require him to be a little more premeditated. The first option we have is the C1 or Frost's SMG, a primary that can be a monster in their right hands, but falls short of the rate of fire of most attacker primaries. The other option we have is the M1014 or the SWAT shotgun. This thing can be devastating when used through floors, and that's exactly what he could be good at in the right hands. For his secondary, we have the SP SMG-9 that'll make the shotgun a more tantalizing option. For gadgets, I gave him a bulletproof camera to minorly support his gadget's intel utility, and a deployable shield to increase the chances an attacker will vault over and hit his gadget. Now, to touch on the elephant in the room, we have the VSS DMR. Now, believe it or not, the last time we got a DMR was in Grim Sky, which was roughly 6 years ago. So similarly to our shotguns, we needed another option to flesh out the DMR roster. The VSS is inspired by the VSS Ventores in Battlefield 2042, another game I enjoy on and off. This was by far my favorite weapon in the game, and I thought it'd be fantastic inclusion for Siege. What makes this DMR different is that it is automatic, with a fire rate comparable to the ACS-12. Its damage profile will be 55, meaning that it can 2-shot body 2 armors and below. Its rate of fire is 400, putting it somewhere between the ACS-12's 300 rate of fire and the DP-27's 550, leaning more to the slower side. It's going to have 20+1 rounds, mild recoil, and be able to equip all sights in the game, including all magnified and telescopic. Overall, I think the VSS is a fun addition to the DMR roster and fits Zuri's character quite well. However, I can't be sure many players would use it over the reliability of the Commando 9. Alright, that's all for LIMA Sundown. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my and the community's ideas. If you want a chance at getting your ideas featured, join the Discord and fill out the submission form. I've got a lot of hope for the future of this channel and a lot of cool new ideas I want to try out, so stick around. It's going to be a great summer, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.